All right, let's get right into it. There's a massive economic mystery playing out right now, and it's all about the Chinese consumer. They're building a new Great Wall, but this one, it's made of cash.
So let me ask you something. What would happen if the world's biggest shopping engine, the one that's been driving growth for 20 years, just slammed on the brakes? Well, that's not a hypothetical. In China, it's actually happening, and it goes by this kind of spooky name, shadow saving.
So, what we're going to do today is break this whole thing down. Why is it happening? And more importantly, how does it affect all of us? Because, yeah, a shopping decision in Shanghai could absolutely change the price of your next phone.
All right, first up, shadow saving. To really get what this is, you have to understand this massive contradiction that's sitting right at the heart of China's economy. So check this out. The official numbers say China's economy grew by a pretty solid 5%. But then you look at retail sales, what people are actually buying, and it's basically flat. It's like the engine's roaring, but the car is just sitting there. So where on earth did all that money go? Well, it's gone into hiding. And this isn't just, saving for a rainy day. Shadow saving is something else entirely. It's like a defensive crouch. We're seeing the middle class pull their money out of the system, not because they're feeling wealthy, but because they're genuinely scared. They're building a fortress of cash to protect themselves. And the scale of this, it's absolutely mind-boggling. We're talking about more than 160 trillion yuan. That's something like 22 trillion US dollars, just piled up in household bank accounts. It's like the biggest digital mattress in the world, and it's stuffed to the brim with cash. Which, of course, leads to the big question, right? The government's telling everyone things are growing, but the people are acting like they're battening down the hatches for a hurricane. So what are they so afraid of? Okay, let's dig into the roots of this fear. It really boils down to three major anxieties that are driving this whole thing. Fear number one, and this is the big one, the property market. It has absolutely cratered. For decades, the surest path to wealth for a Chinese family was buying an apartment. That was the dream. But now, investment has fallen off a cliff, new construction has basically stopped, and that wealth effect, that feeling of being well off that encourages you to go out and spend, it's gone into a nosedive. Then there's fear number two, job security. I mean, it's hitting from all sides. The tech sector, which used to be unstoppable, is now doing layoffs. You've got AI looming over white-collar jobs. Even the super high-paying finance gigs are getting salary caps. And on top of all that, youth unemployment is at a record high. So it's no surprise people are thinking more about saving every penny than spending it. And here's the thing you've got to remember. This isn't just China's problem. When 1.4 billion people all decide to close their wallets at the same time, trust me, the entire world feels it. And that's exactly what's happening. We're seeing this domino effect play out globally. So who gets hit first? The luxury brands. I mean, for years, companies like Gucci and Zegna pretty much bet their entire growth strategy on the Chinese consumer. And now, their sales in the region are in an absolute freefall. The person who used to see a designer handbag as a status symbol now just sees it as money they'd rather have in the bank. But this is way, way bigger than just fancy handbags. Economists have started throwing around a pretty scary term, a China Shock 2.0. So what exactly is that? Well, it creates this really weird situation. Think about it. If your own people aren't buying all the stuff your factories are turning out, what do you do with it? You have to sell it somewhere. So you dump it on the rest of the world, cheap. That's why we're seeing this paradox where China's exports are soaring, even while their own factory activity is slowing down. They're basically exporting their economic slump, and that is a huge problem. It could trigger a massive backlash, with other countries throwing up tariffs to protect their own businesses. But okay, here's where things get really interesting, because the Chinese consumer didn't just vanish. They're still there. They're just changing. They're reinventing what it means to be a consumer. Just look at the difference. The whole mindset has done a 180. It used to be all about aspirational luxury. Now it's about value for money. Forget the big global brands. People are turning to quality Chinese brands. And instead of these huge impulsive shopping sprees, it's all about finding these small, affordable treats. People are calling them micro-joys. Just little ways to find a bit of happiness when things feel uncertain. And you can see this in the numbers, in the things that are actually selling. Sporting goods are up as people focus on their health. Beauty and skincare products give you that little boost. But look at this one, gold and jewelry. Now, this isn't about showing off. This is about security.
People are buying small, tangible assets, something real they can hold on to. Which brings us to this incredible trend they're calling gold beans. Seriously, young people are buying these tiny 1-gram gold beans. It's a super affordable way to buy a physical asset, and for them, it feels way more secure than just seeing a number in a bank app, and certainly more secure than a property deed that's losing value. It's the perfect symbol of this new mindset.
Okay, so we've seen the problem, we've seen the changes. What's the solution? Where does China and the rest of the world go from here?
So, how do you actually unlock all that saved up cash? Well, organizations like the IMF are saying it's not about quick fixes. It's about deep structural changes. First, you have to make people feel safer. That means a better social safety net, things like unemployment benefits, so they don't feel like they have to save for every possible disaster. Second, fix the residency laws so migrant workers can actually spend money in the cities where they live and work. And third, create a fairer tax system that puts more money in the pockets of ordinary families.
Now, for its part, Beijing is trying to get things moving with more direct stuff, like offering subsidies if you trade in your old car or refrigerator. But a lot of experts look at that and say it's just a Band-Aid. The real problem is a deep crisis of confidence, and you can't fix that with a discount on a new washing machine.
And that leaves us with the billion, or rather the trillion-dollar question. Can you really be the factory for the entire world if your own shop at home is closed for business? The answer to that is probably going to shape the global economy for the next 10 years.